Okay, question 11, the last question, and we have graphing here. So write down the equations of the following graph. So question A, what you see on the screen there is a straight line with a y-intercept of 3 and an x-intercept of 9. So since it's a straight line, it has the equation y equals mx plus c. And the y-intercept is our c, which is 3. So we've got y is equal to mx plus 3. Now, there are a few different ways you could go about finding the gradient. One way you could do that is to substitute in the point we're given, which is the other point other than the y-intercept, which is in this case the x-intercept. And if we put in the point 90, we get 0 equals m multiplied by 9 plus 3. So 0 equals 9m plus 3, and that means that 9m is equal to minus 3, and therefore m is minus 3 over 9. And if we calculate that, we get 1 over 3. So therefore, m is minus 1/3. And your equation there is y equals minus 1/3 x plus 3. So this question was worth 1 mark, and half a mark for getting the value of m, which is minus 1/3, correct, and half a mark for getting the value of c, which is 3, correct. Okay, so question B, we have that graph there, which is a cubic, and since it's a cubic, it has the equation y equals k multiplied by x minus a, x minus b, x minus c. Okay, so now we get 1 mark for, or half a mark for recognizing the form. Now we need to put in the values of the a, b, and c, which are our x-intercepts, which are -3, 0, and 4. So if we put in our x-intercepts, which is going to be k times x minus -3, so x plus 3, and then x minus b is x minus 0, and then we've got x minus c, which is x minus 4. So therefore, we have y equals k, x minus 0 is x, then we've got x plus 3 multiplied by x minus 4. Okay, so half a mark for correctly putting in all 3 of your x-intercepts there. And for the marking that is to come in this question, error carried through is possible. So if you didn't get your 3 brackets correct, but you did the correct process from here on, even though you're going to get a different value of k, while you're losing out on that second half mark, it's still possible for you to get the remaining mark here. Okay, so to get the value of k, what we need to do is substitute in any other point other than any of the x-intercepts. And for this graph, the other point that we are given is the point -2, 2. So if we put that into your equation, we get 2 is equal to k multiplied by x, which is -2. And then we've got -2 plus 3. And then we've got -2 minus 4. Okay, so let's work out what the brackets are. So therefore, we've got 2 is equal to k multiplied by -2. -2 plus 3 is 1. -2 minus 4 is -6. And then we get 2 equals k multiplied by -2 times 1 times -6 gives you 12. So therefore, we've got k is equal k times 12, and then we've got to work out the value of k from there. So therefore, we've got k equals 2 divided by 12, which is 1 divided by 6. Okay, so we get half a mark for the process used to find the value of k, and the final half mark is going to be for writing out the final equation, which is going to be, your final equation is y equals k, which is 1 over 6 multiplied by x multiplied by x plus 3 and multiplied by x minus 4. So that's your final equation, and for getting that final equation correct, that will be the last half mark on this question. And then question C here. So this is an exponential graph, and it's an exponential decay. Okay, so what we've got is something of the form y equals ae to the kx or ae to the minus kx. Either of those forms would be fine for the first half mark on this question. Okay, so now we need to put the value of 0, 4 in there. So when x is 0, y is 4. So that gives us 4 equals ae to the k multiplied by 0. So therefore we've got 4 equals ae to the k times 0, which is 0. And therefore we've got 4 equals a times e to the 0, but e times 0, e to the 0 is 1, and we don't need to write in a times 1. So far we have got the value of a, which is 4, and our equation so far is y equals 4 e to the kx. Okay, so we have our value of a, so we get half a mark for getting the value of a correct. Now we need to put in the remaining point, substitute the remaining point, which is 2, 1, and we need to find the value of k from that. So x is 2, y equals 1, and if we substitute that in, we get 1 equals 4 e to the k multiplied by 2, and for writing out that equation, that's half a mark, and then we get 1 over 4 equals e to the 2k, so dividing through by 2, and therefore we've got 1 over 4. To get rid of the e, we need to take ln of both sides. So ln of 1 over 4 equals 2k, and then we need to divide that through by 2. So therefore we get k equals ln of 1 over 4 divided by 2, and that gives us a value of 0.693, and therefore our final equation is y equals 4 e to the k is 0.0693x, and that is the final half mark. Thanks for watching.